I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Heroes Wanted. Tonight, we rejoin the heroes as they have just defeated a horde of goblins, ghouls, and wights underneath the small remote mountain village in Carpathia, where they were. Um, what were you guys doing there?
We were trying to figure out what happened.
Oh yeah. You had been pursuing Visanthus, and then in stopping at this
Yeah.
village, you found
Ghouls everywhere.
ghouls everywhere, and now also you have Karen, who Soggy unfortunately blinded, and Noman is on a quest to try and restore her eyesight, which he can do if he can get the skull of a minotaur. And he dispatched an adventurer to go and handle this. However, it has been, some time now with no word from this adventurer, and everyone is growing impatient. And supplies are running low here in this town. So it is time to make a decision about what it is that you guys are going to do.
Well, first off, I imagine there was a sort of situation with the old woman and the player that is now gone.
Yes, however, because that situation was mostly instigated by that player, the retcon is going to be that he went to go confront the old woman and never came back.
I would imagine, like, Soggy would have woken up and see that both the old woman and him are gone.
The old woman is still there, but he has not returned.
Soggy sort of shifts his eyes around nervously and says, "Where did elf person go?"
Elves, they're always going this way and that, Noman says.
Soggy sort of sighs and says, "Well, I assume we should head to Old Dwarven place, yes?"
It looks like we might not have a choice if I am to help Karen.
Indeed. So let us go.
Well, what does Nova think? Nova?
Nova. Oops, I had my accidentally had my mic muted. Well, it would be nice if we waited for the mercenary. Lastly, it would be unfortunate if he came back and everyone was dead.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. However, it has been some time now, and I fear he may have either, met a gruesome end or perhaps absconded with the payment and not even went on the quest to begin with.
And of course, he might have turned to ghoul since he was here and was eating soup.
This is true.
We might as well be waiting for a shuttle to reach its zenith.
Shuttle?
It's a saying in my old tribe.
Kobolds are strange.
Indeed, they are. Anyways, I imagine we're heading to the temple.
Is this what everyone is agreed upon?
Yes.
Okay. So, taking the path most likely to intersect with the adventurer if he was on his way back, you guys have no choice but to leave Karen with enough stuff to be able to live off of for some time until you guys
But
can.
what if so no one's defending her?
Right.
So she's undefended?
Yes, but I mean the other option would be to take her with you, which would not only slow you down significantly, but when you go into the ruins, she would be for sure in danger as opposed to simply possibly in danger in the now abandoned town.
All right, I just trying to make sure the best choice.
No, I get where you're coming from with that, but you can look at it like this. You have a puppy. This puppy cannot take care of itself, and you want to make sure it's safe, but you must go be deployed into an active riot zone. There are people rioting and setting fires and all of that. You can either leave the puppy, at home with enough food and water until you get back, knowing that like it might, poop and pee all over the place and there might be some trouble, but it'll be relatively safe as opposed to taking it with you
Right.
and even if you tie it up outside of the active riot zone, wandering rioters may come across it, and so that's what you guys have the choice between is you can leave her back at the village, and it's true she's not safe or protected there, but if you bring her with, and even if you leave her outside the temple, now she's just outside the area where whatever these monsters are, doing and everything, they might, come across her and be like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing out here?"
I get the picture.
Yep. So,
Well, we can't just leave her behind. It is our fault that she is the way she is. She's our responsibility.
Yes, but what if Minotaur comes out and kills her?
oh, he might minotaur her real good.
Soggy thinks she should be safe here, and maybe you can do some protective prayer stuff thing? Soggy
Yeah,
does not have
can't you just do
know
a
how.
protective prayer thing? Come on now.
Soggy does not know how to say it.
No, yeah, but I like the way that like you don't really understand the way it works, so you're just like, yeah, can't you just like pray over her?
I could, but it does not work that way.
Oh man, Noman does not know anything about minotaurs.
Karen, do you have any relatives in another village we might be able to bring you?
Uh, all of my family lived here in this village, but all I had was my aunt left anyway. My uncle had been killed in the last war some 25 years ago.
Hmm, that is unfortunate. Karen, where we are going is going to be very dangerous, and I am not so sure what to do. To bring you with us would highly increase the chances of we won't be able to protect you. But on the other hand, I feel absolutely awful with the idea of leaving you behind.
Leaving me behind? What?
Well, you see, the only thing that I can think of that is truly fair is to ask you what you would like.
My eyes.
Well, that is not what I am asking you currently. We are working as hard as we can, and we are waiting on people to return, but it doesn't seem likely that they will. There are
So
other
we need
options.
to get eyes ourselves. But place we are going to is very, very, very dangerous.
Well, can't just one of you stay behind and the rest of you go?
Soggy Sir looks to Noman and says, "Can you do that?"
Um, here's where like the role playing is, something where like yes, I could do that, but there's a couple of issues. One is I don't want to make that decision for a player for his character, as far as, keeping him behind. And also, that isn't necessarily the narrative that I'm going for as the DM. It's just something that made sense in the moment for Karen to say, and so I was trying to role play her accurately, but I don't want to give you guys the impression that I'm trying to get Noman behind to stay, or anyone else for that matter, because it might be difficult then next week for him to rejoin the party if you guys are left in a cliffhanger like last time, which I would not want to have to do.
Understood. So might as well do leave her here and maybe set up some prayer stuff.
Well, I am not so familiar with this area. Do you know if there is another nearby town?
There is a couple of towns, you know, further up the mountain and down at the foothills of the mountain. Um, but the town up the mountain even further would be Kastra, the capital of Carpathia, which would be somewhat,
Problematic.
yeah, like you that's That's basically like going to Castle Ravenloft and chilling out with Strahd.
No, I
That's
get it. It's like being a black man at a clan rally. It's just
yeah,
not a good idea.
yeah. You don't want to be there. So there's that, and then the town further down the mountain. I think it's Castra. Uh, that would be another option there, but now you're further away from your goal.
Soggy thinks that we should just let Karen just. Soggy turns to Karen and says, "We shall keep. You shall. If you stay here, you are safer, and plus, we will help you make sure you are fed. Yes."
What? How are you gonna do that? And how am I supposed to see? How am I gonna go and get enough wood for the fire? And
Sort of like sighs a little bit and looks to Nova saying, "Do you know any eternal flame thing to help keep Karen warm?"
Not really. Um, I could cast some spells to grant her light, but it wouldn't even be true warmth. We could try to gather firewood for her.
Yes, but we would need to do that constantly because we would be away.
or just a lot of it.
How long would we be away? It's not as if we're going to be gone for a week.
All estimates place the ruins about a day and a half to 2 days away in the mountains. So roughly 5 days if everything gets accomplished, quickly.
Karen, I need you to make a decision. Complaining about the situation is not going to solve anything.
Okay, I choose complaining.
Soggy sort of looks between this sort of like tense moment and says, "If anything, you do not want to be torn asunder by Minotaur."
Minotaurs?
Yes.
What kind of crappy field trip are you guys taking me on?
Vel, we would be able to replace your eyes if we do this successfully.
Well, aren't you guys
However,
supposed to be like brave heroes? Can't one of you just go do it?
Soggy sort of sort of makes a face and says, "No kobold can do things alone. Soggy has seen it before. Like Loose Tooth, when tried and fight Rock on his own, when splat was messy."
Hmm.
So we have only two decisions. You stay in town, be fed, or you come with us, risking danger from Minotaur.
I
It,
think that would probably be the best option, Karen. Stay here. We can put you in any home,
isn't
board you
there
in.
isn't there any other heroes I can like have come in and do this the right way?
Soggy sort of
Val, if you are so knowledgeable of it, why don't you tell us what to do? Where are the heroes that you know of?
I
And
I don't
tell us.
know. Maybe there's some heroes who could have come in and killed the vampires without blinding me.
Well, they weren't, and you are alive, and you are currently blind. So, at the time, your options were blindness or death. And unfortunately, blindness was the option, but you are still alive.
I'd rather be dead.
Well, then, why don't you come in to the. Why don't you come in? Why don't you join us and come with us?
Then you can get your wish. Well, I don't want to actually die now.
Soggy sort of just looks very confused at this sort of moment and says, Soggy has never been more confused. We want to get your sight back, but you do not want to be alone. But then there are minotaurs, and you do not want to see minotaurs. And and he just sort of and it's just like curse in Draconic.
Yes.
Karen, we're going to find you a suitable room. I will give you food, and we will barricade the door. When we return, we will knock on it. If any of the, we will also board the windows to make sure that nothing can see you. It is of the utmost importance that you remain as quiet as you can.
For how long?
If we do not return in 10 days, then it would be best if you somehow find a way to take care of yourself.
How can I do that? I can't even see.
I know.
I'd be stuck here alone in town with no way of getting anywhere else.
But if we return with stuff we need, you will see again.
I do want to see again.
It is a risk we all must take.
Well, at this point, you guys get the picture of how difficult she's going to continue to be about everything. So, you got to just make a decision.
Trust us. We will be back. And Zuggy is determined to have her safe in the town rather than in risk with the minotaurs.
Okay.
Well, so do you agree to that idea, Sagi Hazard, that we put her in, we find a safe enough home where we can put her in a room and uh sort of have her barricade herself inside so that we can keep her safe and hope she keeps her mouth shut?
Yep.
All right, so I guess that's the plan.
All right. So, you guys do your best to set Karen up to be able to survive while you're gone.
Can Soggy do some sort of survival check to help?
Yeah, absolutely. Soggy, using some quick thinking, ties a couple of ropes to the front of the house and then has them lead off, one to the well so that she can get fresh water, and one to an area off to the side of town where she can empty her buckets, and one to the wood pile out back so that she can get more wood for the fire.
And Soggy sort of shows her the ropes and says, "This will help you. See."
oh, oh my God! I'm so sorry. A friend of mine sent me a picture from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
um, it's the scene where like that lady who's like looking up at the ring wraith, and she's like, she's with Pippin. She's like, if I will kill you if you touch him, and and then the ring wraith is like, "You fool! I have been traded your Jedi out by Count Dooku," and then like whips out 4 lightsabers.
Nice.
Sorry,
That's a
sorry.
weird meme.
So setting Karen up as best as you can, um, you guys prepare to set off towards the dwarven ruins. As you guys travel, you have some time to, just reflect on everything that's been going on, and you think back to Visanthus and how he has now gained all of the knowledge of his future self, but all of the strength of his younger body, and with the knowledge of everything that is to come, he can manipulate events to grow in power quite rapidly here in this timeline. And so that like this side quest is something that is important but also detracting from your true goal of defeating Visanthus.
Yes, but it's something that is the fault of this crew that we must fix.
Right.
So let's head to that that dwarven ruins.
Yes. And on the first night, you guys can feel a chill in the air. And here, high up on the mountains, on a cloudless night, the moon shines down. It's beautiful, if a little frosty. You can hear the sound of night birds, and uh, you can see in the distance the fires of Kastra as people are, going about their business in the big city high up on the mountain. It looks like some sort of landlocked lighthouse beckoning travelers from afar. Waking in the morning, you are still, you know, a little stiff from sleeping on the rocky ground, but you get headed out, and by the end of the second day, you come across the entrance to the ancient dwarven ruins, which have now been um, turned into the labyrinth of the Minotaur. You can see markings warning people that there is a Minotaur inside, carved into the entrance, and you can see the ancient ruins rising up before you from the rocky terrain. You guys are free to move around and enter the temple, but remember that there are walls. So by the time you get to the labyrinth part there, you're going to have to like move, bit by bit in one direction or the other. So go ahead and enter the temple and start exploring as you guys wish. Noman casts light on something in order to provide you guys with a light
I
source.
imagine it's sort of like this sort of stick that
Sure.
sort of like he carries around.
Yeah, it's like his torch, but not really a torch. It just gets the light spell cast on it.
Yeah.
So here you see the first sign that this was once a dwarven ruin, where you can see the symbol of the Great Cave Bear clan. This fortress belonged to the Cave Bear clan of dwarves, and this is their symbol carved into the floor here.
Uh, should we make? Should I make any check to see if I know anything about this place?
Sure. You can roll for history to see what you know about the dwarves here. Nothing. You're pretty sure that this is where uh, the dwarves that helped out Snow White lived.
I imagine it's a sort of story told by the kobolds, like about this princess that was very pretty that sort of were helped by these group of dwarves.
Yeah.
Do I see any mark? I do have the ability to read, write, and speak Dwarven. Do I see
Okay.
any markings or anything of any kind of written language?
Yeah. There are some dwarven runes. It basically amounts to Thorgrim and Redbeard and all of that was here.
Thorgrim was here,
Yeah.
like the god, or is it just some dwarf named Thorgrim?
Yeah, just some dwarf named Thorgrim.
Hmm.
Augie sort of sniffs around, sort of like seeing any sort of proof of 7 beds.
Coincidentally, there are 7 names on the whole, carving of these guys were here.
Does Sagi see? So Sagi starts to read them. Does any of them have the said names of Dope?
Do you read Dwarven?
Nope.
Then you don't know.
Sagi sort of points to the 7 names and says, "Look, it is the names of Grumpy Grump, Jolly Jol, Sleepy, Dop Dop, and the Doc." Sagi sort of says, not knowing anything about this place.
I wonder how they were able to commit to agriculture. I don't see very many tools around here. Hey, look! It is a hoe. Hi, hoe.
Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Da-ra-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, so I need to do something here. Um, I'm assuming that we're about to have some sort of labyrinthian maze-like spelunkering adventure, and I'm trying real hard to not look at the maze.
Okay.
So I mean, I zoomed in on it so that
Yeah, that's
that
that's
scrolled
probably
way the heck
best.
up
Yep.
because I'm not trying to cheat. That's whack.
Right.
So Sagi is going to look up in here.
You find a
Up in
room.
here, up in here.
You find a room with 7 coffins.
Where are our tokens so that we know? So I know where to be looking.
Your token is right in the center room with the 4 pillars.
So Sagi is going to investigate this area.
Go ahead and roll for investigation.
Center room with 4 pillars. I mean, I see a room with 6 pillars.
No, way down. All the way down.
Oh, okay.
You're at the top.
So 21.
So as Soggy begins to dig around in the sarcophagus room, he doesn't find too much other than like a few tools, stuff like that. But when he opens one of the sarcophagus, he finds the bones of a dwarf warrior. There is a battle axe, dwarven armor, and a large gold necklace.
Sagi, what are you doing? Do not disrupt the dead.
Soggy's just looking around, not touching things, and he's going to stealthily grab the necklace.
Slap Sagi's hand. You put that back. How dare you?
First sleight of hand.
Yeah, go ahead and roll sleight of hand, and
Oh, yeah,
then
go for
you can roll your perception versus that.
Heroes wanted, where the good guys loot corpses
I
and
mean,
mutilate,
Soggy is almost,
mutilate
and he
dead
cannot-
ancient heroes.
So go ahead and roll your perception, Nova.
Oh, one second, please.
No problem.
Oh, God, I keep missing the chat.
You can always just double click it as well. All right, you do notice as Soggy reaches for the necklace, and you smack him on the back of the head, saying, "Knock that off."
Soggy sort of rubs the back of his head and says, sorry. Soggy will respect dead. Soggy will respect dead. And sort of backs away.
Looking over the ancient corpse, I will whisper, "Please forgive my friend Sagi. He doesn't know very much about how humanoids like to rest. I hope that you are at peace. And forgive me if I am assuming here, but if the thing has been opened, I will attempt to close it."
Oh,
I
thank
imagine
you,
you
laddie.
say that it's
Get the
dwarven.
light on your way out.
All right. We can't all speak at once, gentlemen. What's going on?
I was just cracking a joke about the dwarf, saying something, although he is not. So
he just sits up like Bugs Bunny. Turn out that light.
right, drags the sarcophagus lid back over the top.
Yeah, that's silly. Anyways, Soggy sort of is going to search the other room.
So in the room off to the side there. Oh no, not that one. Oh, as Nova goes into the room off to the side there, you can see that this is like a little pantry where there was some food stuffs, some linens, things like that, like a storage area, and then also roll investigation if you're really looking around. Uh, you find some like canned uh, beans and other things like that.
Wow, these dwarves are technologically advanced. They're cannon stuff.
Fuck yeah.
I imagine to Nova that's mind blowing.
Everything in here is more than likely expired. So I'm going to go ahead and leave.
Yep. All right, and then Soggy, you're over there exploring the room off to the side, and you find another sarcophagus, but in this room there is like mold and stuff growing all over the walls and the sarcophagi.
Does Soggy know what kind of mold this is?
Um, you can roll.
The fungusy kind.
Yeah, you can roll nature to see if you can tell. Nope. It might be the fun edible kind, or it might be the kind that kills you instantly.
Soggy has always been sort of cautious around fungi, so he sort of is trying to avoid touching the fungi as he is going to scan the room.
Okay, so if you're avoiding the fungus, you have to roll investigation at disadvantage. Okay, so the 8. So you're looking around the room and you can see there's an area off to the side, another smaller room that is completely blocked off by the mold, and then another one to the south of that that is not completely blocked off but is partially blocked off by the mold.
Soggy is going to try to enter the room that is partially blocked off, and Soggy says, "Other room is covered in fungus." And is going to try and enter the room that is partly blocked by fungus.
Okay, go ahead and roll a dexterity check. That's the one with the C, not the S. You step on a patch of the mold and it releases a cloud of spores into the air.
He's going to hold his breath and run out of there. Soggy says, "Soggy has been poisoned! Soggy's been poisoned!" And sort of runs up to Nova.
Try to calm down. What happened in there?
Soggy stepped on spores. Spores let out cloud, and Soggy was in it.
So
Is Soggy poisoned?
you need to roll a Constitution save. But give me a second. I'm trying to find the actual hazard here. Corrosive gas, no. No. There it is. All right. So for this, what do I need to do? Oh, okay. So it won't automatically apply it, but, or maybe it will.
I mean, Soggy rolled a 19 on his Constitution save.
Yeah, I know. Just a second. I've never actually used a hazard on this before, so. All right, I target you, and then Save. I'm gonna roll that until you succeed because you did succeed. Okay. And then it says you are not poisoned. So
I'm so sorry. When you said that, like Maury Povich like popped into my head.
you are not the father of all these spores. And so you managed to hold your breath before any of the spores work their way into your lungs. And so now the room is kind of filled up with spores and is dangerous to enter. But you got out of there in time.
Soggy sort of letting out a breath to sigh with relief and says, Soggy almost became spore ridden. Soggy sort of turns to the rest of the group and says, perhaps Norman can search not infested place?
Yes,
Yes.
I must be careful about getting yellow mold on me, so I unfortunately will not be able to search in the room, even though I can breathe or not breathe the spores. So, like, I'm okay as far as being poisoned. The yellow mold can actually start to grow inside of me, and I will become a carrier for the mold, and no one will ever be able to be near me ever again.
Oh, that is good point. So let us continue on.
So now the last area left unexplored in this first area here is the entrance to the labyrinth itself. A set of stone stairs rises up, and you can see, just a row of wall and a hallway directly in front of you. You can go left or right.
1 second, please. Hmm. I would like. Why is this not here? Hmm. Yeah, I want to cast aid. And the three of us. Yeah. This should be a spell I have prepared.
There. Now it's on there.
Oh, cool. Cool. Now we are healthier. How is it in here? Is it hmm. Saki, are you able to see? in here? Is it dark in here?
It is, but Noman has the light cast.
Soggy,
Hold up. Can Noman see in the dark?
Yes.
Well, I think all of us have dark vision. I think all of us have dark vision.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, Noman can't see in the dark. What am I thinking? He's a Warforged.
so Soggy sort of sniffs around and says, definitely dark, but Soggy's going to make a survival check to see if he can figure out which way to go.
You can go left or right.
And I can't roll survival to help.
Right, because you wouldn't. There's nothing that would indicate one way or another would be better.
Soggy sort of sniffs the air a bit and then Soggy says left.
For the sake of purposes, I'm gonna inform you I'm not looking at the map anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I just zoomed way the heck in on the bear. Because I'll tell you right now, it's not gonna be possible for me to like not look at it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, if you zoom in enough, you should only be able to see a small section of it, so it should be fine.
Mm. Well, left it is, I guess.
So go ahead and roll for initiative and then start moving down. So as you guys move down the hall, Noman is out in front, and as he rounds this corner here, you guys go ahead and get into position. He says, "Look out! Goblins!" And with that, the goblins charge and attack. Yetcha! Yeah! His scimitar bounces off of Noman's heavy metal armor.
Hmm.
Oh no! That's not good. How much armor does Noman have?
At least 20.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I mean, I guess for not having all that much damage, at least we're tanky as all hell with a healer.
Right? Alright, so it's 6 armor and 5 miscellaneous armor. Holy cow, where's he getting that from? I'm gonna have to check that out with him. I know it's something to do with like his Warforged stuff and all that, but still. 21 AC, jeez. So because you guys are behind the wall there, This goblin can only attack Soggy at disadvantage.
Wait, how? If I'm not mistaken, isn't there like a wall
Yeah,
and
it's
then Noman?
he's technically kitty corner.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna. I got bad news, Soggy.
What?
Um, I can't attack them.
Soggy sort of turns to to Nova and says, "Do not worry. Soggy has idea."
All right, Soggy, what's your idea? Now, the one at the bottom is behind a wall as well, just so you know. I think. Yeah, he is. Oh no, he almost went into system shock, but he's okay. As your thunder wave claps out at the two goblins up there missing Noman because I assume you put it in just those squares.
Yeah, I just put it in just those squares.
Yep.
And I imagine one of them sort of moves back.
Yes, this one who failed his save gets pushed 10 feet back. There you go.
Soggy says, "And stay back," and is going to shuffle his way toward behind Nova.
Okay.
All right. I have an idea for something, but I'd like to run it past you first. It has to do with uh, an intimidation check. Now, my idea is I'm going to use thaumaturgy and make my voice loud and booming, just kind of yell. And since these guys wouldn't see me, they wouldn't know what it is. Now, should I roll for intimidate? And if I get a high enough thing, go for it? Or should I? The one thing about D&D that just makes it so tough is like you could set something up, particularly for intimidation. Like I could make myself sound like freaking Godzilla's outside, or like
Right.
right next to them, and then
Right.
roll a one. Which won't make any sense.
Right.
Just as an example, in a previous version of me playing this character, she went into her radiant soul form. She cast thaumaturgy 3 times. The ground was shaking. Lightning was striking in the sky. Her voice begins to boom, and then I rolled a 2. So you would see how that's like really dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can roll first. Yeah. Swinging his longsword at the goblin, Noman connects, dealing light damage.
All right, gonna go ahead and roll for the intimidate. This makes no sense. Should not be the person trying to intimidate people. And my dice is rolling perpetually. Hey, look at that.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Um, I have an honest question for you.
Okay.
If something were to happen, right, and like the die just does like the whole like top scene from the end scene of Inception,
Yeah.
does that mean I got an infinite?
No, it means that whatever you did broke the universe and time stood still.
All right. Well, with my 20, I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you. I appreciate the telling me to roll for intimidate before I do the thing. So it's like if I have a
Yeah.
measly intimidate check, I can go. So it seems like my intimidate will more determine my action, less about whether or not it will be effective. And then of course they still have the opportunity to roll against it. So yeah,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
that's why I often like players to go ahead and roll the damage, even if they crit or whatever, before I describe the hit, so that I can see, what effect it had on their total hit points and be able to describe it accurately.
Yeah, that and I think persuasion rolls should be the same because it's like, let's say like you give like this really bitchin' like let's say you're Martin Luther King and you're like, I have a dream, and then you roll a one and everyone's like,
Yeah.
this fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly. So there's quite a few things like that where I really like to see the result and then describe it.
Indeed. It's always proper to wait before you speak.
Gosh, where is my thaumaturgy isn't here. Okay, so I have the spell light as a cantrip, but I
Hmm.
always have that prepared. So if I'm just gonna go ahead and add thaumaturgy to that because light as it is an always prepared action because of my race.
Yep,
So if you just give me a second to go ahead and add that.
absolutely. And don't forget to have loaded in all the modules for Rob 2E's stuff, because he might have a version for thaumaturgy. I'm actually looking right now. Yeah, he does. So if you have the 5e effects coding, you'll see thaumaturgy with the parentheses 30. That's the one that you want to go ahead and add.
Xanathar?
Uh, no, it's from Rob 2E.
No, I am at a complete loss as to what you're telling
Oh,
me here.
when you go to the library and load in all the modules, if you have Rob 2E's module loaded in, you can get this version of thaumaturgy, which is the correct version. But now I added it to your sheet, so you're good.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so I let out this sudden, massive, like just incredibly loud sound as I look to the ceiling, drop my jaw, and speak. The word is loud for a while. Sounds
That is
essentially like
that
this.
is the most ironic thing that you went silent right as you said that. But go ahead.
That's a creepy noise.
Wasn't supposed to
Sage?
be. Wasn't. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't supposed to sound friendly. Yeah. So it's like this intensely terrifying, almost divine sounding sound
Okay.
that just comes booming out of my uh relatively small frame.
Do you
It's a sound that it doesn't look like I should be able to make that noise, but I am.
Do you step around the corner there, or are you still
No,
hiding behind the wall?
I want to be completely out of the goblin. They have no idea what's there.
Okay, gotcha.
Like the whole "thou shalt not kill."
All right, give me
No,
one
I'm just
second.
trying to think of like the perspective of goblins. Imagine like, yeah, something to kill, and then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we should probably be the hell out.
All of the goblins are now frightened and take disadvantage on their next attack check.
Maybe I should stay behind the wall because I'm not sure the intimidation will stick once they see like this like blonde lady like walk out from behind the wall.
Your call.
That's gonna be my turn though.
Okay, go ahead and end your turn. This one continues to swing away at Noman. Oh wait, I can't even attack him because the wall's there. Never mind.
Haha, swing at a 21 with disadvantage. Good luck, buddy.
All right. This one does swing at Noman and misses. This one is not in a position to be able to attack. Soggy.
I was just thinking about like fighting a minotaur in a labyrinth. It's all dark and scary, and like the last thing you want to hear, moo. Like,
That's actually I customized this Minotaur so that he does have the ability to come charging out at you like that.
I kind of do wish that. Obviously, it's better that I don't, but I kind of wish now, in hindsight, that I knew that we were going into a dungeon with the Minotaur and all that labyrinth. Um, there's a YouTube video. There's a YouTube thing I really love to watch. It's called Shadiversity, where he compares fantasy creatures and like what real life weapon would they most likely use given that physics applies. And it was a spiked tower shield for a
Oh
minotaur in a
yeah.
labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
Soggy started whispering under. Sir whispering says, "Let the Bunyat's power protect Norman," and he's going to summon a tentacle.
Okay. Go ahead and draw a circle for what square you'd like to summon it in.
How do I draw a circle?
Right click and choose pointers and then draw a circle.
I drew the square it was going to be in.
Okay, so I am not seeing your circle anywhere.
I couldn't draw a circle.
Oh, I see. You can't put it in that circle because that square because that is taken up by somebody.
Okay, so I can't go put a circle anywhere. Tentacle anywhere, then.
Yeah, not any square that you can see in there. Yeah, no. Instead, you summon up Eldritch Power, but you are attacking at disadvantage, so that one does still hit. But when you cast your next one, make sure you click at disadvantage. All right.
Understood.
You blast him with one piranha-shaped Eldritch Blast that bites away at him, and then another one comes swarming out from your hand. Go ahead and click disadvantage and then attack. Hitting again, it looks like a miniature piranha swarm just eating his flesh off of him.
All the time, Soggy's just ritualistically dancing.
He turns around and attacks you at disadvantage with his scimitar. Missing. But he attacks again. Damn, I forgot these guys have multi-attack. This time he hits, dealing 3 points of damage to Soggy.
Soggy just lets out a yip as the blade nicks him.
Noman tries to protect you and attacks that goblin.
Well, at least you have aid. He's still at more than full HP.
He lops into the goblin, dealing massive damage, and the goblin is dying.
Alrighty, what should I do? What should I do? Turn undead's not going to work here. Let's see. I can't really see them or move up to them. I hate to do this, but there's not much that I can
Well,
do.
you can move up to them because you can move through your ally square. Not saying you should, just saying you can.
This is going to sound whack, but as per usual, I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. This goblin moves up here and attacks Noman. And again. And then he moves back into his corner.
Please protect us. The god's like, yeah, you whatever, you got this.
They're just goblins.
I don't know, man. I'm a blonde healer in a cave-like thing with goblins. I seen that anime. I know what happened.
The goblin swings at Soggy, missing the first time, but catching him with the backswing on the second attack. Oh, Soggy, you get an attack of opportunity. Oh wait, no you don't, because you don't have a weapon drawn.
Yeah.
This goblin moves up to attack Soggy. That was weird. He manages to deal heavy damage to you with 2 swings of his scimitar. And then he moves, drawing... Nah, I ain't even gonna move. I'll just stay there.
Well, at disadvantage, correct?
Yes, that was all at disadvantage.
Soggy just sort of hisses as this sort of happens and says, Soggy just had enough!
Alright, you attack with your Eldritch Blast. You weren't targeting him. I think that misses. I'm double check. Yeah, that does miss. You do get one more attack, which also misses as you summon your Eldritch Power. You're unable to hit the Goblin boss.
Oof. Yeah, I need to help Soggy out. But that's why I'm here.
Yep. Nova. You cure Soggy of most of his wounds. Soggy. Alright, hold on. That is at Goblin Boss number 5 right here. He uses redirect attack to change places with Goblin Boss number 4. You now need to switch your target to Goblin Boss number 4 right in front of you and deal the damage to him. You did still hit, but
Soggy says, "No cheating!"
Yaka paka! Alright, I target Goblin Boss number 4. Nova.
Cast Shield of Faith on Soggy.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me see if... Oh, no, it already did everything. Okay, yeah, you're good. It's got the concentration, got the armor class. Boom, boom. But that does mean Thaumaturgy ends.
You know.
Yeah, it's fine. Soggy. Oh no, your Eldritch Blast is unable to connect with the Goblin Boss. But he swings his swords at you.
A
Unable to hit you because of the glowing Shield of Faith aura around you. You feel divinely protected.
Thanks for glowy glow.
no problem. Please, if you have to kill them, let's do this quickly and painlessly as possible.
Soggy is trying.
Oh, Soggy's almost fully healed now. Soggy.
Cloud of daggers.
Nice. Alright.
This is a swarm of icy piranhas.
Yep. token for that out. Alright. And which square is it in? The one right in front of Noman?
Yep, the one right in front of Noman.
There you go. He swings twice at Soggy and then gets out of there. But Noman gets an attack of opportunity on him. Noman chooses not to step into your spinning blade, so he just stays put.
There's a goblin next to him.
Nope, there's a wall.
All right.
See? Nova?
Just trying to think of what to do. I think I'm gonna hang out for a minute. Seems like everything's good.
Yep. Alright, this goblin moves here. And since he can't get out without going through your blades, he moves here. Takes his attack on Noman while he can. Finally hits Noman. And then Soggy, go ahead and deal your damage to him for being in the cloud. And he's dying. Oh wait. You did that to Goblin Boss 4, not the other one. But that's okay, because it would have killed either of them. So this encounter is over as the other goblin runs away into the labyrinth.
Soggy sort of, as he dismisses the cloud of daggers, says, "Ah, goblins."
Yes, indeed. Goblins. And Noman kind of walks to the end of the hall where there's like a room off to the left and then more labyrinth off to the right.
Soggy is going to try and check out this room.
Go ahead and roll investigation. you can see that there is a crudely made replica of a bull's head on top of a shrine with some pages written in Goblin on the table. They seem to worship the beast that lives here, and this is like their little altar to him. But you also find that they've been making sacrifices to him, and there is a sacrificial ceremonial black bladed dagger that is off to the side here, that they use to sacrifice their animals and whatnot to the Minotaur that they worship as a god.
Does Soggy know what exactly the blade is all about? Like, is it made out of some sort of material?
It appears to be metal, but it's all black.
Should I make an arcane check?
You can, but it's not going to tell you anything about it.
Will it at least tell me if the dagger is magical?
Nope. That would be detect magic.
So Soggy sort of picks up the blade and says, "Ooh, nice and sharp."
Yes, indeed. Be careful with that, little one.
Soggy has handled lots of daggers before. This is no different, and sort of shows it to and sort of puts it in his inventory.
Okay. I will add that to the party inventory for now, and you can grab it from there.
And Soggy sort of then looks out back to the maze and says, "Let us continue."
Hmm. Seems we've come to another crossroads.
Soggy thinks we should go right.
Alright. And Noman begins heading right. Oh no! This appears to be a dead end, my friends.
Soggy
Yes.
sort of
We cannot go any further.
Soggy sort of notices that and says, "Then let us go the other way."
I don't think we have a choice. Whoa, how'd you do that?
He sort of is very quick. So he kind of scurries between legs.
Huh. How unmodest.
Sorry.
So go ahead and roll for perception. Nova, you hear the sound of hooves on cobblestone and heavy breathing coming from up around the corner.
Shh, shh. Do you hear that? I think something is coming.
Minotaur? Soggy's going to try and be stealthy.
Suddenly, roaring from around the corner, the huge beast who has to like practically squeeze through these narrow tunnels comes charging in. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Jesus. How does that thing live in here?
Very carefully.
Last again. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense for the healer to go last.
The Minotaur charges in and attacks Noman with his powerful charge. Oh, he misses and turns around and runs back into the labyrinth, drawing an attack of opportunity from Noman.
He wasn't expecting a robot. Like,
Yeah, I like to think that he charged right in at him, expecting to push him aside easily, and just kind of like got bounced back off of him and just like rolled with it and just kept running back like that's what he meant to do.
he suggested he used his right to remain silent. Instead, he showed him some Detroit violence.
Oh no! The attack of opportunity is a critical hit as Noman deals a pretty good amount of damage to the Minotaur as he's fleeing.
What's Soggy gonna do?
He's gonna tentacle it.
This adventure's getting weird. Robots and cow people and little tiny lizards. There's an angel lady and tentacles. It's just weird.
Soggy Sir tries to summon a tentacle, but it misses.
Yes, it does.
I
Nope.
did see like this one video where it was talking about like the best thing to do against a Minotaur. Straight up, honestly, none of us have the ability to do that, unless maybe Soggy does. But it's a silent image, and it's just the most super annoying thing to do to a Minotaur. Like you just like standing there, pet like an image of yourself smacking your behind, and then it charges at it and hits a wall, and the wizard just keeps doing that.
Stand back, friends. If that thing charges again, I don't know if you'd be able to take it.
Soggy knows.
Thinking about what to do. Everyone's in good health. Huh. I think I'm gonna wait here.
the Minotaur uses his his lair action to hide, and so he gets to use the labyrinth to his advantage, and he just disappears once again.
This is gonna be so dumb, but just thinking about like how minotaurs aren't exactly pillars of intelligence. Like we turn a corner, it's just a giant bull man standing behind a lamp.
Yeah, he's hiding behind a door that like is like one of those waist high kitchen doors to him. So, uh the tentacles eventually go away again, or Soggy dismisses them, and you guys are free to explore. But now you know that the Minotaur lurks in the labyrinth waiting to charge you.
So, Norman shall be our shield.
That's the plan. So as Noman, walks you guys forward through the labyrinth, you come across another dead end, and now another room off to the side, but there's a door, and it's locked.
Does Norman know lockpicking?
I do actually have a set of thieves' tools. But that would be playing a PC optimally. Well, the player isn't here, and you guys know my rule on that. I don't like doing it.
So Soggy looks at the door and says, "Stand back. Soggy shall open it." And he's going to try and block.
No. Let's not do any damage to this place. And Noman picks the lock open, and you guys look inside, and you see the body of a dwarf in rags just lying in the corner dead. This appears to have been some kind of makeshift prison cell.
Was it recent? Is he recently dead or?
Yeah, what's the state of the body?
Uh,
You don't say.
Not only do I just did. So yeah, it's like a skeleton.
Soggy is going to investigate this skeleton.
I'd also like to determine how it died. So may I roll a medicine check for?
Yes, of course. And then after you roll the medicine check, I'll let Soggy know what he finds. You can't see any signs of wounds or whatever, but since the door was still locked, it's possible that he was locked inside here and just dehydrated.
That's awful.
If we make it through this, I am sure this fallen dwarf would appreciate being placed into a sarcophagus with its family and friends.
And Soggy, as you investigate, you find on the dwarf a set of raggedy clothes and not much else, but in the room you can see that he was trying to tunnel his way out of here. Underneath the bench there's a small hole dug into the wall, but it's not enough to like get out.
Soggy sort of shakes his head and says, he is bad at tunneling. As Soggy sort of examines this sort of dug out hole, he's going to see if it leads anywhere.
Just a few feet into the mountain, and that's it.
Yeah, Soggy just sort of reaches his head out and says, so this is dead end, let us continue.
I sort of feel bad for the Minotaur. It this is probably his home. The inhabitants of this dwarven resting place is more than likely long. The dwarves here probably died long ago. This Minotaur probably just made it its home.
Indeed.
Soggy sort of looks around and says, but old lady said that Minotaur eyes is how to cure blindness.
Yes, but I'm not a fan of killing.
Soggy sort of looks around and says, then let us continue on into the maze.
And as you round this corner, once again the Minotaur shows up. And he charges Noman. Missing. And he runs off down this way, getting attacked in the process.
He doesn't have Sentinel, does he?
No. Not that I'm aware of. No. Missing. And then Soggy.
Soggy's going to try and summon a tentacle.
Now remember, you got to be able to
Soggy
see.
vape.
You got to be able to see the square that it's in.
Soggy vape. The Minotaur has run off.
So we should follow him. And Soggy is going to wait until everyone else has a chance to react.
It's so funny, just like this big thing just charges and then it just turns around and books it.
Yeah. It's part of the tactics he's using, though. It's not just like. But Noman is not sure if he should charge in after it, so he takes the total defense action. All right, and then using his lair action once again, the Minotaur disappears. The beast ran off to the south. Should we go north or should we go south?
Soggy sort of looks around and says, Soggy thinks that we should, since we need eyes, we should follow it.
Another fork in the road. Wait, I can see that this is a dead end right here, so we can either go up this way or down to one of these paths.
Let us go up.
Another dead end. Seems that we must either go left or up.
Soggy says up.
As you round this corner, once again the Minotaur awaits, ready to charge. How does he keep getting in front of us?
Is Minotaur magic?
Or is there more than one? And the obligatory attack of opportunity. Man. Soggy?
Soggy is going to wait until Noman decides to move.
Quickly, friends, after it! And he charges in at the Minotaur.
With the Minotaur in sight, Soggy is going to try and strike it with an Eldritch Blast.
Well, hold on, because it's Noman's turn right now, and then it'll be your turn.
Okay?
Because you waited for Noman to move, so you basically were delaying your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, he connects with the beast, dealing some damage to it with his magical longsword. Soggy. You blast at the Eldritch Minotaur with your Eldritch power, but it misses.
Soggy sort of says, oh dear.
All right, I'm gonna cast the spell Command. Halt.
Oh, you got to target the Minotaur, and then it'll automatically roll the Wisdom save. There you go.
Halt.
And it stops. He takes no actions as commanded by the spell. Oh, but Noman misses with his attack. Noman's sword and oh, you missed. You missed, Soggy. That shouldn't have dealt damage. Noman's sword and Soggy's magic seem to be equally ineffective against the Minotaur's thick
But the
hide
first
and
one-
armor. Oh, the first one hit? I see. Thank you.
Soggy's one of Soggy's Eldritch bolts manages to nick the Minotaur.
Yes, dealing a small amount of damage, but still, it does get through.
Oh dang, my turn again. Hot damn. Darn, I don't really have much to offer here. I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn.
The Minotaur attacks Noman. And then it runs off into the labyrinth, drawing another attack of opportunity. And then Noman chases after him, but cannot attack after catching up because the Minotaur is so fast. Soggy.
Do I have an action to attack?
No, because you moved too far already.
Okay.
The Minotaur uses Reckless to gain advantage on his attacks against Noman. He deals a moderate amount of damage to him and then moves away, drawing the attack of opportunity. And Noman moves down once again, unable to attack, but catching up with the Minotaur. Soggy.
Soggy sort of seizing this and says, "Okay, this is getting crazy." And Soggy is going to try and shoot an Eldritch Blast from here.
That you can do. You have advantage on these attacks.
Of course, I'm in a pack.
No, it's because he was reckless, but also because you're in a pack. Your Eldritch Blasts bounce off of his armor.
Soggy sort of looks in awe as this and says, "That is one tough cow."
Your meat is bloody tough. The Minotaur decides that this charade has come to its end and just runs off into the labyrinth. Too far for you guys to be able to catch up with. Noman does still get his attack of opportunity, which misses. And so now, he doesn't even need to hide because he's just so far into the labyrinth that you guys, won't know exactly which direction he went. And that is where we draw to a close for this session of Heroes Wanted. I want to thank you guys for playing, and I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.
Gaming.